Hello guys! Today I am finally going to do the Q&A that I announced, I think almost 2 months ago. I have been wanting to do this Q&A and do a little bit of like life updates because my life has changed quite a lot over the past couple of weeks and I'm finally going to answer your questions. Let's get started. Grab yourself a drink, a snack, and then you can listen to me answering your questions and telling you a bit about myself, giving you some life updates. Also, stay till the end for a special guest. You might already know who it's gonna be. I thought it would be nice to first start with a bit of an introduction because some of you may be new on my channel. So if you are new, hi, my name is Iris. In Dutch, it's pronounced Iris. Born and raised in the Netherlands. I'm currently living in Nijmegen, which is a city pretty much in the east of the Netherlands. I moved here almost 4 years ago for my master's. I did a master's in environment and society studies, and after I graduated almost 2 years ago, I started working at a strategy and innovation agency, but I quit after 1.5 years in July. Yeah, now I've been doing YouTube full time, so I'm very happy that you guys are here. Someone asked me, how are you doing? Well, first of all, thank you for asking. I am doing really good at the moment. I feel a lot more at peace. I love what I'm doing right now. Of course, I have days where I don't feel good or when I feel anxious, but most of the time I'm feeling actually really good right now. So I'm very happy. This is a very cute question. What are you grateful for at the moment? People tend to really focus on everything they want to achieve and everything that they don't have. Practicing gratitude on a daily basis really helps you to feel happy where you are right now. Something that I'm grateful for at the moment is that I can now do what I love, spend my days creating content, creating videos, just doing everything at my own pace. I just feel super grateful for that actually. What made you start YouTube or social media in general? I just really grew up with the beginnings of different social media platforms. I used to just use Instagram to put the filters on my photos, kind of like a Visco app. But why I started YouTube, it has been something that I've always wanted to do, but I felt super self-conscious. I thought people would make fun of me when I was still in high school, so I never started a YouTube channel even though I've been wanting it. And then David is my boyfriend if you didn't know, went to Australia for 6 months. I wanted to create this after movie because I always loved videography and just making after movies of my holidays. And I thought I can make one really big after movie that's probably gonna be 2 hours long. So then I was like, I've always wanted to do YouTube and now I'm here. I don't know anybody. I had like a lot more courage there and I didn't feel awkward filming in public. And I just wanted to vlog my daily life in Brisbane. I thought it would be fun to look back on those videos after a few years. While I was there, I literally had maybe like 50 subscribers. I also didn't want to post it on my Instagram because the thought of people that I knew knowing about my channel actually terrified me. I'm always thinking about how I'm perceived by other people. But anyways, after 6 months, we came back and I started my master's, moved to a new city, and I didn't want people to see me vlogging in public, so I just kind of stopped. I don't even think that I had 1,000 subscribers at that point. And then we entered the first lockdown, and that's when I was like, well, everyone is at home anyways. I really missed making videos, so that's when I started posting again on YouTube. It only started kicking off pretty much last year in May, so it took a pretty long time for me before I gained like a lot of subscribers. So just in case you want to do YouTube or you started doing YouTube and you've been doing it for a while and you don't really see a lot of progress, I would just recommend staying consistent and just keep going because eventually you will gain subscribers. And I am so happy that I decided to start uploading again. I just love what I'm doing. Next, we have some questions about my makeup, jewelry, those kind of things. First of all, what is your daily makeup routine? I actually posted one, so I will put it somewhere here and I will also link it in the description if you want to see my daily makeup routine. Okay, my everyday jewelry story, how I got them and the meaning. First of all, my rings. This one I got when I turned 18. It used to be my mom's, and this one I got when I turned 21. Also used to be my mom's. I never ever take these off. I used to fight with my gym teachers in high school because we always had to take off our jewelry, and I refused to take these off because when I was younger I always lost everything. My parents actually, they were kind of hesitant and scared to give me her old jewelry. Then we have this ring that I wear almost every day from Camille Brinch. My friend actually introduced me to this brand. Shout out to Lieve if you're watching. And then I always wear this ankle bracelet. Got it from my parents. My mom always wears an ankle bracelet as well, and at one point I got one, but surprise surprise, I lost it for years. I kind of just let it go at one point. Then when I was 18, I moved out of my parents' house. My dad and I, we were pulling the bed apart to move it, heard something drop to the floor, and it was the ankle bracelet. It was way too small. It did not fit around my ankle anymore, but I was so happy that I finally found it back. We had to make it a bit bigger, and again, I've been wearing it ever since. I shower with it, run with it. I never take this off because I'm terrified of losing it. And then we have my necklaces. I got them for my 25th birthday. This has an interesting story to it. For that, I would like to invite my special guest. So stay tuned for the story. Then here we have a little angel. I hope I say this correctly, but it used to be my mom's grandma's, I think. My parents gave it to me when David and I went to Australia together. And then on the back, it almost disappeared. But in Dutch, it says, "We love you, we houden van je." This little heart, I talked about my struggles with anxiety before. If you want me to tell this more detailed version of this story, please let me know in the comments, because maybe it helps just knowing that you're not alone, and maybe I can share some of the tips and the things that I've learned. But anyways, that's the story for another time. But basically, I would say 1.5 years ago, I started having really bad anxiety attacks and panic attacks. Basically, I started having palpitations, premature heartbeats. That's, I think, what it's called. Starting to get them like very often, and I would feel my heart all the time. When I would go to work, I would get like these anxiety attacks on the train, and almost every day. Like I really thought that I would have a heart attack at any moment. Long story short, I went to see doctors and they did some checks, and it turned out that it was really just anxiety and nothing is really medically wrong with my heart, thank God. But it was still really scary. When I was really struggling, one day I went to David's place and he got this little heart for me. It was kind of just a reminder that everything was going to be fine and that I was not alone, and that I would always have a little heart with me. Then I have this bracelet. It is from the brand Unwind jewelry. I will link it in the description. All of the other jewelry except for this ring comes from a jeweler, and they actually closed, unfortunately. I cannot link these pieces. And then I wear these hoops a lot, also from a jeweler. And then brands that I like are, like I said, Unwind jewelry, pdpaola and Luisa. So those are brands. I will just link them all for you. So yeah, that was a very detailed story on my jewelry. I hope you guys enjoyed. Okay, all that talking made me thirsty, so I'm going to make a matcha. Somebody asked, do you have any favorite bands, playlist, artist? I actually have a very organized Spotify account. I categorize all my favorite music based on a genre or a mood. I will link my Spotify account. Depending on my mood, I listen to one of these playlists. But I actually really love discovering new music as well. And I asked on my Instagram the other day what songs are that you guys are listening to on repeat recently. And someone asked me to create a playlist out of those songs. So I did, and it is called Our On Repeat. I will link it. I think there's now 44 people who are sharing that playlist. Just think it's super funny that now we can all listen to the same playlist and the same music. Got a lot of questions about what I'm gonna do now. Like I said, I felt super relieved. It was also super scary how I don't have a regular income anymore. It's definitely a bit scary, but I feel super happy and excited. I asked you guys to send in questions right after I came back from New York. So I got a lot of New York related questions, but I got a few questions about traveling in general as well. So let's answer those next. My favorite places, how long I was in New York, and things that I would recommend. I uploaded a few videos about New York City, so I will link them as well. I also started posting guides on my Instagram, so make sure to follow me on Instagram as well to send in questions next time. But I recently started adding guides to my Instagram, and I just post all of my favorite cafes, bars, restaurants in my favorite cities, and New York is one of them. What are my travel plans look like? I just came back from a holiday in France, which was just amazing. Go watch those videos as well. Next up will be Malaysia. I'm super excited. I've mentioned Malaysia a couple of times. My dad is working in Malaysia actually at the moment, so I'm super excited to see my dad, but also to see Malaysia. He works in Kuala Lumpur. I'm gonna go there, of course, and then we're just gonna travel around Malaysia, so I'm super excited to go there. Then I love this question. If you could wake up anywhere in the world, where would it be? It's a good question and I actually don't know the answer. If you could wake up anywhere in the world, if it's for one day, then I would say maybe Tokyo. Japan is honestly a country that I've been wanting to go to for so long. Maybe if I could wake up anywhere in the world, maybe it would be Japan. But if you would ask me right now, like, where do you want to live? It would be Paris actually. So I don't know. What will you guys pick? I'm really curious. For the next part, I am going to ask my boyfriend David to come and join me. Let's go and meet David for this next part of the Q&A. Ta-da! We're gonna do it with a little glass.
Mag eindelijk een keer uit de zak geven in plaats van uit een bakje.
Nee, je moet eigenlijk in een bakje doen. We're gonna do it with a little glass of wine. David is a little bit of camera shy. When I posted it on my Instagram, I also asked you guys to send in questions for David, because people always ask me, are you guys still together? Why is he never in your videos? He's always in my videos, but he's always just walking next to me, and you see his feet and you see him in some of the shots. Yay! Let's start. Do you want to tell the story of how we met?
How many minutes do we have?
Short.
We met in the summer of in high school, first class. I think we met over during the year already.
Yeah.
But during camp at the end of the year, our classes joined, so we went to the same destination. Yeah, that's where it all started, right?
Yeah, we were 13, I think. That's when we met. We actually dated when we were 13. People, they don't know that. I never told them. So I always wanted to wait for this moment for you to tell them.
Yes. Oh, okay. So I have to tell them.
Yeah, well.
Okay, yeah. We had a relation when we were 13 for like 9 months.
Yep.
But then I said to Iris, let's break up for now. Because I think if we stay together, yeah, in our teenage years, so to say, during high school and everything, I think in the end we will break up, and I really want to marry you, so let's get back together later.
And so we did.
And yeah, so we did.
And I was really pissed. And earlier I told them the stories behind my jewelry, and I said I have this little cross here, and I didn't tell them the story of this one because I wanted to wait for you to join me so I can tell them the story of how I got this cross. Do you know?
Yeah.
Basically, David gave me a little heart with his name engraved for my birthday when I turned 14. And then he broke up with me and I was so pissed. So I ripped the necklace apart and I lost the little heart. I didn't want to lose it. I lost it, but I told them earlier I lost everything when I was younger. And I was so heartbroken. It was my first heartbreak, pretty much my only heartbreak ever. Yeah, I was just so sad, and my parents gave me this little cross because they felt so sorry for me and they weren't very happy with you. But yeah, now we started dating again. Okay.
So is next veel waar.
Yeah, you don't have to answer all of them.
No.
Okay, some rapid questions. Which football club do you support?
Obvious answer, because I think there's only one club in the Netherlands. Ajax Amsterdam. Sons of God. It's what her dad yesterday said because they were losing the game. It's the best club in the Netherlands. If you ever go to a football game, make sure to go to Amsterdam. Yeah.
We don't support the same club. So.
No.
Do you watch my YouTube videos?
Sometimes. No, sometimes I do. But more the videos where things are happening. Things that we went together, for example, for a big trip or...
Yeah.
But not like the regular ones where she shows me what she eats in a day because, yeah.
You don't care?
No, not really. But also now that you're here all the time. No. So I see what you eat.
What's it like living with me?
I would say very positive, very great. Yeah, she takes a lot of care into everything that's going on around the house, furniture-wise and everything. No, I think it's great living together.
What did you study?
In Engels.
Mm-hmm.
The study is called Commercial Economics and Digital Business Concepts. I really enjoyed the first 2 years. After that, it went a little bit downhill for me.
What? Jesus. What are you doing for work?
I work as a Salesforce Marketing Cloud Consultant for a company that's called Capgemini. I really enjoy the company. I think they have a lot of fun activities, a lot of great colleagues, and they organize a lot of stuff. So, and yeah, if you ever want to join or you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Julie asked, what was the highlight of our trip? For context, we went to New York. After New York, we went to Washington because David's friend did his PhD there. And he asked, what was the highlight of your trip?
He's now busy with his PhD in the University of Maryland. He saved a moment to go to Arlington Cemetery to go with me, because I told him, oh, you're going to Washington, you're so close to Arlington Cemetery. And for those who don't know, it's like one of the biggest cemeteries in North America, I would say. People who died during the World War II, World War I, and also way before then, but also prominent people such as JFK. The entire Kennedy family, rests there. So yeah, it was one of the best, well, not the best, but one of the most inspirational places that we visited. Also cool to see the White House, of course, but Arlington Cemetery was the highlight of my trip.
And seeing Joy, of course. Okay, someone said, what's it like having a YouTuber girlfriend?
I think it's really cool. I always aspire people to do things in life that they enjoy doing. Don't conform to normality or what is expected, so to say, from you in life. And she's doing a great job, in my opinion. She's busy with it all the time, so she puts in a lot of hard work and hours.
Yeah, I know. My glass is really gross because of my lips. You know, when you start, you have 0 subscribers, and you were probably my first subscriber.
Always disliking.
You told me right from the start, like, you can do this. And a lot of people, when you start, they think, oh, that's fun, just, you know, as a hobby. But you always said to me, like, you can really do this. And I'm sure that if you keep going and you continue just uploading, and eventually it will happen. Always supported me. And even though you don't really like being in my videos all the time.
But you want to be in front of the camera. I'm more like, okay, if I have to film something, of course I will do it, but
yeah,
I'm not the one holding the camera walking down 5th Avenue in New York and telling you about my day. No.
That's me. Someone asked, why are you always mad in Iris videos?
Am I mad? No, it's my expression, I think, but I'm...
I don't think that you're mad.
How do you say, you're kind of grumpy? I can be grumpy, but no, not mad. Sometimes people tell me you have to smile more because then you're much prettier. And if you don't do that, you look like an old grump all the time. So
they call you granddad. You're friends, right? They
call you granddad.
Granddad.
Yeah. But also because I'm always the first one going home. You know, nothing good happens after 2 a.m. So I live by that rule. I try to.
That's not true at all. Okay, someone, this is... Someone asked you, are you joining Iris on her trips? You joined me for France, but...
I joined you for France, but what trips?
But now he's not joining me for Malaysia.
Oh, so you already told them that you go there?
Yeah.
No, I'm not joining for Malaysia. Because at the time we were planning it, I still was in doubt about days off for work. And I also want to have the 3 days available at the end of the year during Christmas. Because that's the time that I want to play Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah,
we are both crazy Harry Potter fans.
Yeah.
So that's good.
We should ask them, what's your favorite movie?
What's yours?
6. It's the only video that I would ever make. It's like a 1 hour video long, of 1 hour, giving arguments why Harry Potter 6 is the best of the entire saga.
Like the full...
She only watches 1, 2, 3. They're very peaceful.
4 I don't want to see.
4 because someone dies. No spoilers, but...
I can't.
And 5 it gets a little bit more dark.
But I really like 6 too.
Yeah, 6 is great.
Yeah, my favorite is probably 3 and then 6. And then maybe 5. The last one. Wat vind je het leukste aan Iris? It says in Dutch.
Her cheeks. No, always touching her cheeks, but
yeah,
I like most.
Probably noticed. Why are you always touching my cheeks?
Well, now she's wearing makeup, but if she wakes up, she does the night skin routine. I believe there's also a video on how to do that on her channel. She has really soft cheeks in the morning, and I'm really addicted to. I don't know. It makes me calm.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for joining me. We are back on the floor for the final part of this Q&A. Somebody asked for book recommendations. I am currently reading Norwegian Wood. I'm almost finished. I would recommend it. I read Clara and the Sun and I wasn't the biggest fan. I personally loved Never Let Me Go more from the same author. I also loved They Were Villains. A couple of weeks ago I read, was it Hard-Boiled Wonderland and the End of the World? Yes, I really love that. It's really freaky, but it was really good. If you have any book recommendations for me, please let me know in the comments. What is your favorite city in the Netherlands? There are two cities in the Netherlands that I love with my whole heart, and those are Nijmegen and Amsterdam. I love Nijmegen. It's a very much more of a like a raw city and very diverse. I love the music scene here. Nijmegen holds a very special place in my heart, I think also because I changed the most as a person while I was living here, and I truly feel like I became my own person, which just naturally happens in your 20s. First few years of being in my 20s, I lived in Nijmegen, and I just feel really very special connection with this city, the nature, and yeah, I kind of don't want to leave, but at the same time I feel like I would have more opportunities in Amsterdam. And I also just love that there's so many good restaurants, bars, cafes. I love Amsterdam for its food. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Kind of link to that is, have you thought about living in a different country? Yes, where? I don't really want to think about where I will be in 5 years too much. I do have my goals and my dreams, of course, but I kind of prefer to look more like short term, so maybe a year or 3 years. But if I would have to answer this question, where do I see myself in 5 years? I hope that I have traveled a lot more. I probably don't live in Nijmegen anymore, or I live in Nijmegen again, because I am really considering moving out of Nijmegen, and it would be either Amsterdam, or right now I'm really thinking about moving to Paris somewhere in the near future. Nijmegen is really a city where I see myself coming back to, if that makes sense. So maybe in 5 years I will be in Nijmegen again, but I would have lived somewhere else. I feel like I could grow old here. In the meantime, I just want to explore more, live in different places. Really, I try to live day by day. So yeah, I would love to travel more. I would love to visit Japan. I would love to move to either Amsterdam or Paris. Make a lot more videos, hopefully meet a lot of you guys, and yeah, just enjoy life. Yeah, this was my very, I would say, pretty detailed Q&A. I hope you guys like this. If you are not subscribed already, please do so. Also make sure to follow me on Instagram and my other social media platforms. I also make TikTok videos. And if you stayed until this point, I love you so much. Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video.